What is up, Coco Crew? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Holly. In today's video, we're going to be going over some topics that you might find in your state food safety food protection manager exam. Okay, these are some of the topics that they might go over and questions they might ask you on the exam. First topic is active managerial control. Active managerial control is a 3-step process. That process includes create policy, training, and following up. With create policy, you're basically identifying food safety risk, and for each risk, you create a standard operating procedure. This is an example of a standard operating procedure. It's basically policy and procedure, and it's for everyone to be on the same page if and when something happens. Next one is train. With the active managerial control, the second step is training, and they want that manager to be able to have on-the-job training meetings, or hold training meetings online, and giving your employees positive reinforcements and consequences. Next one is following up. With following up, it can be direct or indirect monitoring, such as using logs, and also planned or unplanned inspections to just make sure that everyone is following those standard operating procedures that you created and that you trained them on. Inspectors. So when the inspector comes in, ask for identification and check the inspector's credential and make sure they're legit. Accompany the inspector as they walk around. Make sure you're taking notes, making changes changes to things that they've found at the time or soon after they leave. And then you also want to perform self-inspections too, to prepare for regular inspections. How does food become unsafe? Food becomes unsafe. That's also known as food hazards. There's 3 types of food hazards that they have on their study guide: physical, chemical, and biological. Physical hazards. Physical hazards are objects that cause cuts, choking, or other injuries when they get into the food, such as hair, bones, and seeds that's not supposed to be in the food. To prevent physical hazards, always follow hygiene practices like pulling your hair back or wearing a hair net. If you have a beard, wearing a beard net. Okay, you want to follow up cleanup procedures, such as thoroughly cleaning up broken glass, and you want to remove natural physical hazards before serving, so, like cherry pits, or if you have anything with other seasons, such as oranges or lemons, anything that can harm your customers. So to go over that again before we go to the next slide, with the physical hazards, it's objects that cause cuts, choking, or other injuries when they get into the food. And you always want to follow hygiene practices like pulling your hair back, cleanup procedures, and removing natural physical hazards before you serve your food. Chemical hazards. Chemical hazards are any toxic or corrosive chemicals that can cause illness or injuries when eaten. To prevent chemical hazards, never store food and chemicals together. You want to clearly label chemicals in spray bottles. Never mix different chemicals together. Use a safety data sheet. Wear personal protective equipment, also known as PPEs. To prevent toxic metals, you want to use equipment that's made from food safe metal, like stainless steel. To add to that, don't use copper or copper alloys or galvanized metals with acidic food. You want to exercise caution with lead and mercury, and only use cast iron pans when you're cooking or as a cooking surface. Biological hazards. Biological hazards are tiny organisms that can make people sick when eaten and include illness causing bacteria, virus, and parasites. To prevent biological hazards, you want to maintain good personal hygiene, avoid cross-contamination, stay home when sick. Okay, nobody needs you coming to work when you're sick. Clean and sanitize. Prevent pests. Purchase from approved suppliers and inspect deliveries. Maintain temperature control before, during, and after cleaning. Food allergies. Food allergies occurs when a person's immune system reacts negatively to the proteins in a certain food. Now, these food allergies causes about 90% of allergic reactions in the United States. Milk, eggs, fish, shellfish, also known as crustaceans. We're talking about shrimp, crawfish. You have tree nuts, peanuts, wheat, and soy. You also notice too, this whole list is basically the same list. If you're doing cottage food, these items they want you to have labeled on your cottage food items. Cross-contamination. Now, cross-contamination occurs when allergens pass from one food to another by direct contact or by a surface or utensil that was not cleaned after touching an allergen. Anaphylactic shock symptoms. When somebody's in anaphylactic shock from eating something that they're allergic to, you see that they'll have difficulty swallowing or breathing, staying conscious, swollen lips, and a bluish coloring. Well, guys, that's it for this video. In next video, we're going to go over some more topics. Keep a lookout. We'll be posting more videos up to help you guys pass this food certification test. And remember, you can take the test on StateFoodSafety.com. Okay, and the prices of the test, if you just want to be able to take the test itself, it's $28 plus a proctor fee. Now, they have training available. If you want to do their online training, it's $62. Now, if you want to do the training and the exam, it's $78 plus the proctor fee. So all these options are really great options because they'll get you ready to take this exam. Okay. All right. See you guys next time. Remember, all the flavor minus the frosting.